What's up, y'all? Welcome back. So, before we get started, there's a few things that I want to say. One, I don't give a damn who dislikes me. Two, there's people that may unsubscribe from this channel, just a fair warning, because of a few things that I'm going to say. Three, if you hate the truth, you dislike the truth, maybe Danny TV is just not the channel for you. Four, I don't give a damn about how many views I get, how many clicks, likes, dislikes. I don't care. How many people don't want to comment? I don't care. It is what it is. I'm going to continue to come to YouTube to do what the hell I decided that I wanted to do years ago, which is tell the truth. Because it's right in front of our faces. Everything that you're trying to escape, everything that you're trying to hide from, it's right in front of your face. Now that that's been said, there's some things I want to talk about. So hopefully you guys stay to view the full video. If not, hey, oh well. You know, the parenting. The parenting is what I just want to talk about. And there's so many different things surrounding parenting that I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about from infant stages all the way to probably adult stages. Because you are still a mother and you are still a father. Does not matter if your child is 35. You're still a parent. And I just want to know, what happened? Why do y'all feel like you're no longer a parent anymore because your child is 18? Why? You opened up your legs. You laid down. You decided that this is what you wanted to do. You want to have a baby. So you give birth. And your duty from that day forward, you and the person that you laid up with, is to raise that child, train that child up correctly. Train them with love, not with hate. And continue to be there for them. Continue to be their support. I'm so sick and tired of y'all talking about you gotta honor thy mother and thy father. You cannot use that against me from the Bible when you aren't being what you're supposed to be, which is a parent. And I'm just speaking in general, because it's the truth. You know, you got to honor thy mother and thy father. Thy mother and thy father would be honored a lot more if y'all would actually be parents. You get what I mean? Now, I do want to say this. We have no choice but to honor thy mother and thy father still. It does not matter how toxic your parent is. We can still honor thy mother and thy father by saying, hey, that's my mother. Hey, that's my father. Although they treated me this way, although they treated me that way, that is still my mother and that is still my father. That's the way to honor, okay? But I don't have to, and I'm not talking about me specifically, I'm just speaking in general. I don't have to honor my parents' negativity, though. I don't have to honor your negativity, though. I don't have to allow you to continue to disrespect me, though, and then go run around and telling everybody that I'm just this horrible human being. Because this is what a lot of y'all parents do. This is what a lot of y'all parents do. Y'all disrespect the hell out y'all teenagers. Y'all disrespect y'all adult children. And then Then when they decide that they want to part ways, it's like, oh, I'm your mother. I'm your father. You can't do that. Says who? Y'all asses is toxic nowadays. I'm going to be honest. You can't continue to disrespect your children and put them down and make them feel some type of way and all type of stuff and embarrass them in front of people. You can't keep doing that because it's only so much that they'll be able to take after a while. And I told y'all, some of y'all kids or teens or adult children, they don't handle that too well. But you don't care. You don't care. You don't care about their feelings. You don't care about the way that you just made them feel. You continue to disrespect them and put them down. And then when they run away from you and they don't want to be near you and they don't want to talk to you anymore, and then when they end up having their own children and they keep their children away from you, now you're looking like this, innocent person that didn't do anything. Now you're playing victim. What is wrong with y'all? What's wrong with y'all? I see parents out here cursing their kids out, cussing at the children every single day, not even knowing that the reason why your child act the way that they act is because of your fuck up. Evidently, it's something that you're not doing right as the parents. You cussing at your child. You putting them down, embarrassing them in front of people because of your fuck up. Maybe if you would raise your child right, you wouldn't even have to worry about shit. Maybe if you would stop putting your child in a certain environment, you wouldn't have to worry about shit. Maybe if you would stop relying on the public school system to raise your child, you wouldn't have to worry about shit. And if you hate my cousin, maybe you should turn this video off and look elsewhere. Because right now, I'm so damn tired and fed up, bro. I'm tired. I'm fed up with the way that these parents out here treating their children. And I'm steady seeing videos which has given me the opportunity to sit in front of this camera and tell y'all how I feel personally. I'm not a robot. I have feelings. I have emotions, okay? That's just flat out. We're going to start all the way from when you lay down with someone. And this might be a little harsh for y'all to hear. And I'm also talking to these, they know exactly who I'm talking about. The bad parents, they know exactly who I'm talking about. Because if you offended in any type of way by what I'm saying, then obviously, what does that make you? For real. That obviously makes you exactly what I'm talking about. A bad parent. Number one, watch who you lay down with. It's not that freaking difficult to understand now, okay? Because I know that it's some adults out here that does not have children right now because they are waiting for the right one so that they can have children. It's not that they don't want children. They are waiting for the right person so that they can have children. Now, I do understand sometimes certain situations don't work out. You end up laying down with a person, and next thing you know, y'all have a child together, and relationship just start falling off. And next thing you know, you a single mother or you a single father. Just because you lay down with a person that you no longer want to deal with does not mean that you can abandon your child. It does not mean that you can grow to dislike your child or have any form of dislike for your child because of the person that you laid down with. It is not the child's fault. And that's what a lot of y'all parents don't understand. I don't want to hear no excuses behind it because there's no justification whatsoever behind the fact that there is no fucking way that you should literally dislike your own child because of who you laid down with or because of your fuck ups in the way that you decided to raise your child, or because you literally have no regards whatsoever to the way that they feel, their feelings. Their feelings matter. So now we got a bunch of dumbasses nowadays in this world that all they do is lay up with each other, be toxic with each other, bring a child into this world, and hate the damn child. Now you putting the child through all this because you hate them. Now, before I go into this part that I'm going to talk about, which is child care centers, I want to say something. Back then, the old Danny was completely unaware, okay? I kind of felt in my spirit that it was wrong to drop my kids off at daycare, even though I was having all these different issues, even though the daycare centers that I'm speaking of, I've had bad experiences with, even though one of the daycare centers that I had a bad feeling about ended up causing a situation that's been going on for 6.5 years right now, which is CPS. Even though, at the time, I was completely unaware. I was ignorant to the truth. I knew the truth, but I didn't want to put my pride to the side because I'm like, no, I have to work. No, I have to work. I literally put work in front of my children. I put work in front of my life. That's just how I was back then. That's just how I was. Plus, I didn't really have the real guidance that I needed and the real support that I needed. I was a young mother, single mother, unfortunately, like I said, things do happen. You know what I'm saying? You trying to watch out who you lay up with, but at the same time, it's like, man, I was blinded. I thought everything was going good, and that's what I thought. So with that being said, I made the wrong choices. And the wrong choices landed me in a situation that I'm in right now, that I'm actually fighting extremely hard for justice, honestly. But, and that's only because the systems are corrupt, okay? The systems are corrupt. That's a whole nother story. But when my horrible decisions landed me in deep water, I took that and I finally separated my pride away from myself, and I said, you know what? No more ever in my life will I send my child back to another daycare that's treating my children wrong. See, now let me tell y'all what my wrong choices was. The wrong choice that I made was to continue to keep my children in a daycare center where they were disliked, and most importantly, me as the mother was disliked by all of the employees, by all of the staff. It was probably only a very select few people that were actually cool. But being that I had to fight battles with this specific child care center every single day, being that I had, like, literally, I'm not going to say that I didn't have a thought process whatsoever, because I did. I did. I would feel bad when I would drop my kids off and then go on to work. I would. But guess what? What was I doing? I was ignoring their feelings because I'm like, no, no, no. I'm a single mother. I gotta take care of my kids. I gotta go to work. I got to. And the whole time, I could have just kept them home. I could have just kept them home and I could have just raised them myself. But coulda, shoulda, woulda. Take it from me, a person that's actually going through the shit now, and that see, that choice that I made came with a long-term problem when I thought that it was going to be short-term, temporary. When I thought that actually it was going to be help. It turned out that it wasn't. It turned out that it allowed me to see the corruption within a system for what it truly is. Some things that I never knew about within the system. And it allowed me to actually see how, the government or these different systems, they're not created to really help you. They're really created to go against you. That's the truth. That's the truth. Because you got to think about it also. Think about it this way. If government assistance was meant to help you in any type of way, they wouldn't try to kick you out of programs and all type of stuff, right? They will make sure that you're good before you get off of their program. If it's meant to really help. Now, with that being said, right? Enough about me. I just want y'all to take this from me because I learned my lesson behind it. I truly did. And I'm still learning because I look at videos on YouTube about the corruption. I research through Google about corruption. And I know that Google is the devil for sure. It really depends on how you take certain things from the internet. You can't believe everything you see. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, y'all ass is sitting up here laying up, getting pregnant, or you laying up with a chick and getting her pregnant, and then when the baby comes into the world, it ain't nothing but straight animosity and toxicity, right? Because things just start going downhill, especially when you're a messed up individual already, your damn self. So, I just want to say this. I understand. I understand how hard times are. But I'm going to just say this right here. If it gets to a point where you have to put your child or your children in daycare or childcare, please pay attention to the signs. If you see an employee or multiple employees is targeting you or your children, take your child out and file a complaint. Please take it from me. Take it from me. Because I was one of those women that was like, I gotta work. No, you finna go to daycare. Come on, get up, y'all. Y'all finna go to daycare. That's exactly how I was. I wish I can turn back the hands of time. And I wish that just like I snatched my children out of other daycare centers that was horrible, I wish that I had never put my job before everything. Am I working a job right now? Hell no. Do they give a damn about me? Hell to the damn no. They made sure they got rid of my ass just based off of what a customer said. They got rid of me real fast. And I had been working at that daycare. I had been working for that job for some months. And I was looking forward to staying on it at least for like a year or two. But they got rid of me after my situation had happened and everything. And it wasn't because of my situation. It was because of a damn goofy ass customer. But take it from me though. Please Don't ignore the signs from your child or your infant or whatever the case is. Because I learned that once you have a child, it is your duty and your job as parents to raise the child. Do not rely on these evil, wicked ass child care centers to raise your child for you. Okay? For instance, I take care of my child that I have right now, taking care of her. She's learning everything from me and her father. Everything she needs to know, she's learning it. We learning ABCs. I'm teaching her how to spell her name. I'm teaching her her numbers, her colors, her shapes, but moving kind of slow with it, teaching her, potty training her and everything. She's learning how to actually talk. Like I say, people be looking at me and her dad like, wow, she must be in daycare. Absolutely the fuck not. And honestly, at one point, she was in childcare. And you know why we pulled her out? Because she wasn't learning shit. You want to know why we pulled her out? We were seeing too many red flags. And I'm happy. I am fucking happy that I pulled her out of there. Because I know from this day forward, I will no longer be putting my child into any daycare centers until she can fully talk. Okay? The minute that I started seeing the red flags, I took her out. I took her out because I can't go through another situation ever again. Okay? We take pride in what we do as parents. And I hate how people don't give you your flowers when you really like raising your child for real and you ain't got them in school and you ain't got them in childcare and shit. You ain't relying on no public school system, private school system, Catholic school, none of that shit to raise your child for you. You doing all the damn work. You doing everything. You supposed to train a child up in a way that they should go so they won't depart from it. A damn public school system and a child care system ain't finna do that shit. They don't give a damn about your child. They act like they do. And I'm not gonna make it seem like all child care centers is like this because it is some child care centers or child care homes that actually does love the children, that actually do cater to the children, that actually do teach them, that is eager to teach them. It is. It is. I have visited a child care center where when I tell you, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. The only reason why I couldn't put my child in there is because it's way too damn expensive. Okay? And then I kind of started seeing little teeny weeny red flags. But see, I shouldn't have to see no damn red flags at all. At that point, I was like, you know what? I am done daycare shopping. I can't do it. I can't do it. From now on, I'm going to make sure that I teach my child. And that's exactly what I've been doing. And she has been very successful since staying away from childcare and being at home, learning from home. She has been very successful with it. When I tell you it's so many different things that they don't teach these babies or these kids, when you drop them off and you pick them up, some of y'all don't even ask y'all kids, how was your day at daycare? You know, you don't even talk to the teacher or anything. You just come to pick your child up. And I'm going to be honest with y'all, some of y'all look at this shit as a babysitting service. Y'all don't give a damn if y'all children or babies is learning any damn thing. Some of y'all literally pay them to babysit your children for a couple hours when you're supposed to be paying them to teach your child while you're away at work. I do understand that at times you got to do what you got to do. You know, you got to do what you got to do, and you got to take your child to daycare or child care, so that you can work. I understand. I do. But if you ask me, is it worth it? No. Hell no. I'm not about to break my damn back and break my neck to place my child away from me in a child care. And then I promise you, man, another thing, let me rewind. Let me rewind the tapes. Because I want to go back to when all three of my children was in child care. One out of the three was a infant at the time. And now that I look back on that time, I feel like, my pride was in the way because I had to work to the point where I ignored her feelings. Infants do have feelings. They are actually humans, so they have emotions. And they don't know how to talk, but they express it through cry. So every time I would drop her off, she would become extremely upset and get to crying to the point where I had to sit in her classroom for a whole hour every time I would drop her off before I can go to work, because she just did not want me to leave her there. She had what do they call it? I forgot what the word was, y'all. But basically, I'm going to just say, like, her attachment to me as her mom, it was very strong. Okay, I could not leave her with anyone, not even a damn family member. She didn't want to be around nobody else except for me. Nobody else except for me. And they tried to bash me about it at her daycare and tell me like, oh yeah, if your baby continues to act this way, we're gonna have to pull her out because she shouldn't be crying. Hello? Is anybody there? I'm her mom. She's attached to me. She don't know you. And your profession would be to keep her calm. Instead, they were getting frustrated. But overall, the principle of that is the minute that they started talking like that, and the minute that my child just refused to become comfortable in that setting, I should have pulled her out. So I say that to say, don't ignore your infant's feelings. If they feel like that, I feel that you should pull them out because there is something wrong. And yes, there was something wrong going on in my infant's classroom the entire time. They kept trying to point the finger at me as if it was me doing something to her at home. She ended up getting so frustrated one time that one of the teachers that was in her that worked in her infant room actually had an infant herself that was in the same exact infant room as my child. So basically what I'm saying is the teacher had a baby, and her baby was in the same exact infant room that she taught with where my child was at. But my child got so damn frustrated one time that she bit the baby in the ear, which was the teacher's child. She bit the baby in the ear and punctured a hole into his ear, and his ear was like consistent blood just coming out, leaking out. So they had to rush him to the ER. And they hated me for that. It was just like, what are you doing to her for her to, like, it's always, let me tell y'all something. In these school systems, the first thing that they're going to do is point the finger at you as the parent if your child is acting up. And I'm talking to the parents that actually teach their children the right thing, that don't believe in bullying, that love their children, that care about their children's feelings. These are the parents that I'm talking to. So when your child starts acting out and showing these different behaviors, can you guess where it's coming from? It's coming from either the daycare center or that damn public school that you put them in. Because you want to know why? Every child that is in the school system or the child care center, whatever, aftercare, Wherever you place your child at, every other child that is around them has their own personal issues that stems from home that they bring into the school system. So you got hundreds, thousands of damn kids inside of the damn school with different issues from home that your child is absorbing and picking up on. So then you use that as a reason to cuss your child out. Then you begin to dislike your child when you really shouldn't dislike your child. You should actually teach them the right thing. We can dislike what our children do, but we shouldn't dislike our child. If I buy some food for this is just a example. If I buy some food and I put every time I buy the food, I put it in the fridge, and my child run up to the fridge and open the fridge door and toss all the food out on the floor, and I'm looking at you like, what's wrong with you? Why you keep doing this? Why you keep, doggone well you ain't supposed to be doing this. Now pick it up and put it back in the fridge. Evidently, if it didn't come from home, it came from the environment that your child is in. It came from that. But yet and still, we got a bunch of parents that still rely on the public school system, that relies on child care centers to actually raise their children. When they look at this shit as a babysitting service that they're getting paid for, some of these teachers do not take pride in what they do, and they don't even like kids. They just like the paycheck, just like a lot of people that's working these different jobs. They act like they portraying an image to really help people, when the whole time they really just there for a damn check. So, with that being said, it should never be a reason for you as a parent or parents to dislike your own seed. Be a parent and raise your damn child. And stop relying on this system, that system, this system to do the work for you. Because the government, and this y'all finna probably hate me for saying this. I already know. I'm just finna keep it 1,000. The government ain't fuck you. Same with these weak ass fathers out here. The government did not fuck her. Okay? You did. You did. That's just a flat out truth. So, if we know that the government ain't lay down with you, or if you know the government ain't lay down with her, whose job is it? Whose duty is it to take care of these children? The parents. So what blows me is how y'all really be out here giving up on y'all own children. You know what really be pissing me off, and that's making me come forward to do this video right now? The same exact thing that I said in the previous video. The same exact thing. And that exact thing is the fact that I am fighting with CPS to get my children back home where they belong, because they never they never deserved to be taken away from their parents in the first place over some he say she say bull crap. They never should have been taken away. And as a matter of fact, it shouldn't have been this long. Real talk. The minute that they seen me doing everything that I was supposed to do to get them back was the minute that they were supposed to give me them back. No parent, I don't even wish this on my worst enemy. No parent should have to fight for 6.5 years to get their children home. No parent should have to witness their children crying every time they get a chance to see their kids, crying and begging and screaming on their knees to come home. No parent should have to ever witness, no parent should have to ever feel that pain. No child should ever have to go through this as well. because their duty as a system was to never be corrupt in the first place. You were supposed to do what you were supposed to do to make sure my children get home. But instead, you decide, well, we're a system. Let's show her some corruption because this is what we've been doing. We've been about that bag. We've been about the money. Doesn't matter if the kids want to go home. Doesn't matter if the kids want their parents. Doesn't matter. We're going to ignore their screams, their cries. We're going to ignore their plea that they want to go home for 6.5 years. Y'all don't even know the pain behind it. Trust me, I got a story to tell. I don't care who sees this video and who feels some type of way about what I got to say, because the truth is the truth, and the truth shall set you free. I'm getting all tongue-tied. The truth shall set you free. The only time a person hate when you speak truth is because they know it is the truth. That's the only time. Then they try to call you crazy. They try to make you out to be just this horrible ass human being that's walking the earth because you decide, I want to tell the truth. I want to get on here and really speak the truth. But back to what I was saying. That's the reason why I wanted to come here and face y'all, to let y'all know I'm so fucking tired of seeing these weak, whack-ass parents that hate their children, that don't give a damn about them. I see it every day. I'm seeing other YouTubers talking about the same exact thing too, because they fed up and they tired of it too. When the fuck y'all gonna realize that the system, the public school system, don't give a fuck about you or your children? Like I said, they look at this shit as a damn babysitting service that they're getting paid for. You think they care about teaching your kids? You really think? We gonna get to that in a second, because I gotta say something about something. I gotta say something about the school system too. I gotta say it. But before I say that, y'all already know. If you already left this video, evidently it's because you feel some type of way about me personally, or you just feel the way about what I'm saying because you don't want to hit it. See, I ruffle a lot of feathers across the board because people do not like hearing me talk. They do not want to hear me say this shit. They feel like, man, shut up, whatever, be quiet. You don't have any reason to speak because your children are in the system. Duh. That's the whole point. My thing is, what I really want to say is cherish every moment that you got with your kids. Because when you get involved in a corrupt system like this, you won't be able to see your children every single day. They're going to make sure you see your child once a week for 2 hours, if that, probably 1 hour once a week. Or they may not let you see them at all. Do y'all not know that these people made me and my husband go 3 months without seeing our kids because they got a personal vendetta towards us? Because they personally feel a way about us. So they made us go 3 months, 3.5 months without seeing our children. Do y'all not know that? Did we crash out? No, absolutely not. They wanted to see us crash out. They wanted us to, but we didn't. We never failed our children. They did. We never gave up on our children. They did. We're still fighting. They're not. Because it's never been a fight for them. It's been a game. Okay? It's a game to them. That's the truth. And I know 1,000 real quick. They be watching my channel. They be watching me. They want to censor me. They hate when I talk about them. They hate when I talk about it It is the situation. They hate when I even bring it up. They want me to shut up. But my thing is worry about getting my kids home. Flat out. They come over here to my channel because they be hoping every single day of their life, they hope that the truth don't get out. They don't want nobody to know what their system looks like for real. And behind the walls, that system is corrupt, y'all. I'm telling you. CPS, the whole entire organization, bro. And I'm talking about all across the board. That's what y'all don't know. Y'all really feel like CPS be out here helping families reunite and stuff like that. They got their picks and chooses. But I'm going to be honest with you. When they feel a way about you personally, when they feel like they just feel any kind of way about you, they put your kids in the midst of it. And I'm going to be honest with you. None of y'all want to ever have to experience it. So, if you don't want to give the system any more money, be a parent. Be a parent. Be here for your child. Don't ignore their feelings. Don't ignore their emotions. Listen to your child. Stop listening to a bunch of fucking teachers that actually hate you and your child. Y'all believe everything these damn teachers say about a child acting up. And majority of the time, I'm not saying that the child don't act up. I'm not saying that. But majority of the time, these teachers be having personal vendettas towards children. They don't like these kids. And they damn sure don't like your ass. So when you go and you drop your child off at that school or that child care center, that's when the demons show themselves. Unfortunately, it's to your child. And you don't know what's going on. Do you care to know? Do any of y'all ever have that gut feeling? You know what? Let me go up here to this school or this daycare. You know what? Let me call up here and check on my child. You know what? When my child comes back from school or whatever, let me really talk to them and ask them what's really going on. You know what? Let me take my child's clothes, shirt off and check her or his arms and see if they got any bruises or cuts or whatever. Trust me, the children that I am speaking of, that I'm fighting for right now, when they was in daycare center, when they was in a daycare center, they were definitely being physically attacked by teachers. Because, you want to know why? They hated me. I always been one to speak truth. I always have been. I haven't been like how I am now, but I had certain personality traits that were good back then. And one of them was, hey, come here. Let me check your arms. Let me look on your back. Let me see. Because I would have this gut feeling that my children were being harmed. And they were. They were. It came out that they were. I mean, that one daycare that they was at, that damn teacher told me flat out, yes, I hit your child. You can't be talking to me. Me? You telling me you hit my child? Yes, I did. And I had all the other children line up so that they can hit your child as well. Because she's in here hitting everybody. Well, chick, have you ever thought to yourself that the reason why she probably did hit anybody is because the way that you handle that shit as a teacher? You talking about you hit her and you had all the children. I can only imagine the bullshit that all the other kids got to go through behind closed doors. I ain't fought them children. I fought the fucking teacher. And their parents. Seriously. My child wasn't a hitter. She was very generous. always wanted friends. Really very, very, very smart child. She didn't go to school to hit people. That's not what she did. She always told me the truth. When she came from school, she would tell me what happened. And if you think I ain't act a damn fool when that lady told me that, you got another thing coming. I'm not definitely gonna sit here and let no. Better yet, the director knew what was going on. And she was like, didn't even say nothing. And this is exactly what I be talking about. The directors of these child care centers be in on it. They want to cover up the abuse. They want to cover up because they need to make sure that their center is looking good. They don't want nobody to come between that and ruin anything for them. I ain't got time to be going back and forth with no child care center about my child that I placed in your care, hoping that you would be teaching them something while I'm gone. And you ain't doing shit but attacking them physically. I ain't got time for it. So my duty and my husband's duty is to raise our child and train her up. And if it ever gets to a point where we have to put her in school, we're going to thoroughly look for a great, amazing school. And if we have, better yet, not until she really starts talking in full sentences. Seriously. Which will probably be very soon. Because she's saying 3-syllable words talking about exactly. That's her favorite word, exactly. And then she talks to me and she says certain things that I can understand. Yes, she's only one. My oldest child, when she was 9 months old, she asked me a question at 9 months old. Real shit. She said, "Do you got that jacket?" I said, "Yeah, I'm putting it on now." 9 months. She started walking at 10 months. I'm talking about my oldest child. My youngest son, little as ever, 3 years old, talking in full, complete sentences. And although he is not with us, we still take credit for that. You want to know why? Because we are his real parents. We're his birth parents. At the end of the day, our children, they are split images of us. And some of them, they pick up their smarts from us as their parents. The way that they are, they picked it up from us as their parents. And I mean the positivity though. I already know the people that hate me, they're gonna be looking at this like, wow, she really talking about this. After we told her not to say anything, don't even mention her children. Well, guess what? I got 6 children, and 1 out of 6 of them we have custody of. The other 5 is in DCFS. That system, that specific organization is extremely corrupt. They keep children away from their parents. I am bringing this to the light because it's like, what the fuck is going on with the parenting nowadays? Do y'all want CPS to come take y'all damn kids? Y'all hate these children so much. Do you want the system to have your kids? Because if they do, you will not be able to see them every day. I know that makes some of y'all happy because y'all want to go out here and party and live it up. Y'all actually are tired of taking your child everywhere that you go. That's why some of you stupid motherfuckers will leave y'all children. Yes, I said stupid. Yes. Y'all would leave y'all children in the car, in a hot car, and tell them don't touch nothing. Then when they drive off with your car and crash into a pole, it's like, oh my God. Oh. And yeah, see the news channels, they're going to make it seem like all that happened was a child was left in the car alone. They started the car and, they crashed into a pole on accident. And then they're going to try to make it sound lovely. They're going to butter it up and make it sound like comedy. This is what the news media do. But behind closed doors, when them cameras shut off, CPS and the police is knocking at their mama's door, ready to take their child. Ready. When I tell you, y'all, I never thought that when CPS get involved, they would take your child for any little thing, bro. Any little thing. He say, she say bullshit. They taking them. And I'm like, this is what somebody else said, though. Where is the facts? Where is the proof? Where's the proof? Where's the facts? They taking kids based off of what's coming from someone else's mouth. And then they so corrupt. Another thing that they would do is they use bruise marks and scrapes from your child from a damn school where they was playing at, or just be, kids run, they jump, they play, they hurt themselves, unfortunately. Even when you trying to make sure that they don't hurt themselves. Even still, your child will have an injury. Unfortunately, children get hurt when they play. They take that shit as abuse. And they'll take your child away. And they use them scrapes and them bruises and they say that you did it. You harmed your child. You do not. And I know some. See, let me tell y'all something. Most of y'all, if y'all was in my shoes, if y'all was in my situation, I guarantee you will fold. You don't even know how many women, how many men. Matter of fact, I ain't even gonna say men because it ain't really men out here that fight for their children to get home from CPS. You don't know how many women I've came across that are actually dealing with the same exact situation as me, but they threw the towel in within a matter of months. They threw the towel in. They couldn't do it. They gave their children up to the system. They like, fuck it. I ain't even finna keep fighting. Fuck them. And I understand that it gets very hard. It gets very difficult. Trust and believe that. You want to know why we're sticking it out and we're continuing the fight? Because we love our children. And although these people are extremely corrupt and they do whatever they want to do, they don't give a damn about no policy or none of that. They don't care what rules or what law is set in place. They're going to continue to be corrupt because it's a system that was built on corruption a long time ago. Excuse me. It was a system that was built on corruption a long time ago. Ain't nothing gonna stop them. They unstoppable. But guess what? I am too. You got my children. You think I'm about to allow y'all to continue to be corrupt? You think I'm not going to fight for my children? Think again. I am not the average black woman that you see that gives up on their children. My husband ain't the average black man that y'all see give up on his children either, because we love them and we don't tolerate y'all corruption, because it shouldn't even be like this. But do y'all want this? Do y'all want to be in this situation? I see this shit every day, and parents literally despise their own seed. I'm not even talking about the parents that's been doing an amazing job with their kids and or adult children, and unfortunately they just got some fucked up ass, you know what I'm saying, bad fruit. Unfortunately, it be like that sometimes. You know, you do all you can. And I'm not talking about y'all toxic, narcissistic ass parents that's really rocking back and forth like, you know, I do all I can for them. Nah, I ain't talking about your narcissistic ass, and I'm not talking about you, because what you have done is you put your child down all these damn years. You showed them how much hate that you really got for them, to the point where they got fed up and they got tired of the bullshit. And they either ran away or they either just don't want to talk to you ever again. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the real parents that care about their children, that loves their children, that has trained their children up with love, that has never, ever showed their child hate, that has loved their child no matter what, bro. Those are the parents that I'm talking to. Unfortunately, you do all you can, and you end up, I mean, with a bad seed, you know. Unfortunately, but I just need y'all to understand something. These systems were put in place not to help us. It was put in place to harm us. If they really wanted to help us, they would make sure that you get the help that you need so that you can be straight. For instance, I'm talking about the school system. Y'all would have made sure that these children get the proper learning skills so that they actually can get something out of school. Y'all sitting up here, you know what? Matter of fact, real quick, since I'm on this real quick, let me get to this school system shit, because we running out of time. Listen, I'm not a hater. Before I say this, I am not a hater. I actually just told my daughter that I'm very proud of her, because she's been, I mean, when I tell you, for these 6.5 years, she has been through hell, bro. Hell. And to be the age that she is, and to overcome all of this and still go on to the 7th grade, man, man, she done it. She did it. And I am proud of her. Me and my husband both. We are proud of her. Amazing. Very smart. Very intelligent. And the rest of our children. They've been through hell. And they still moved on to the next grade. So obviously, some of you guys may know that we are in the year of the end of the school year. All of the children should have been getting their report cards, you know, getting good news that they moved on to the next grade, you know, graduating ceremonies, luncheon, prom, you know, things like that. You got different field trips going on and stuff like that. So I do want to give a big ups to the children that has made it to see that moved on to the next grade. Big ups, you know. I'm trying to say this shit in the best way possible, but this is a channel where I keep the truth going and I give it to you in a raw. Alright. Let's be proud of our children for moving on to the next grade. You know, let's be proud of them. But also, don't leave out the children that's failed. You know, because honestly, your failure is going to teach you a lesson. All right. Let's give a round of applause also to the children that did fail and that do have to repeat. a grade. I know it's hard. I know it is. Don't cry. Don't be upset with your child either. Don't hate your child for them failing. You got to understand something as a parent, though. Failing is only going to teach them a lesson. Because if the teacher's seeing a child failing, right? And I'm talking about the good teachers out there, not the teachers that's intentionally failing children for their own personal reasons. Because trust me, it has happened to me. And unfortunately, it happened. Unfortunately, it happened to me in my senior year of high school. Senior year, though. You know, had teachers giving me bad grades at the end of the school year or whatever, just because they disliked me. Weird as hell. Grown ass adults disliking a damn 18-year-old. And I did nothing to anyone. Don't hate your child for their failure. All you can do is continue to encourage them. Don't put them down because they failed, man. Continue to encourage them, uplift them, teach them the right. Hey, look, listen. Unfortunately, you got to repeat the 7th grade again. All right. Now it's gonna be some children from 6th grade that's in your 7th grade, and your 7th grade class done already moved to 8th grade. But don't be discouraged. You know, let's just take it as it is, and let's learn from this. You keep your head up. Hey, look, you got this X amount of time to go. Put forth all that effort. Do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Let's see how we can move you up to the 8th grade before the end of the school year, maybe. Y'all be giving up on y'all kids, bro. That's one thing I want to say. This next thing that I'm about to say, whatever you do, just listen. This is the truth. And I hate to say it like this, but y'all dancing on stage, y'all clapping. Yeah, of course you should be proud that you made it through a school system. And I know it was hard. I know. It wasn't easy. Cause you was in school every damn day of your life. And this is for my adults out here that's actually listening. My parents, this is for y'all too. This is for anybody that had to go from, pre-K all the way to 12th grade and then college and all of that shit. Listen to me. This is their system that they created that was built on lies and corruption. Okay? So yeah, be happy, be thankful, be grateful that you made it through a system that's corrupt. Seriously. You done probably had some evil, wicked ass teachers, gym teachers, principals, assistant principals, directors from child care centers, whatever. Evil ass, wicked security guards, police officers that work around the school, and other children that were, trying to cause harm to you mentally and physically, bullying, all of that. You done made it through all of that. It was times where you probably felt like, man, I ain't finna do this work. I don't want to do no homework, but you still did it. You turned it in and you got the grade that you needed. And y'all got to understand something. There is definitely power behind failure, But one thing's for sure and another thing's for motherfucking certain. This is a system that was built on lies and corruption. And I am talking about the education system. It is his story. Do anybody understand? That is his story. All right. Now let's put that word together. History. When I was in school, I hated. I literally especially in high school, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it was like my sophomore or my junior year. I literally began to dislike social studies even more because I knew deep down inside that something just, it was just so many holes in these stories. Like, where's the real proof? Where's the truth? Why is we only learning about slaves and slavery? Why are we learning about Christopher Columbus who found America? Why are we learning about stuff that it's like only white people, success from white people? And I knew that there were black people that were inventors. I knew that there were black people that created changes within these systems. I knew that there were black people that fought for what was right, and it was stolen from them. And they were either imprisoned or persecuted just for doing the right thing. But we wasn't learning about that. We wasn't learning about how, how wicked it is out here in the world. We wasn't learning about that. Y'all get us just lying, taking the real truth out of the history books. Taking the real truth out of these social studies books. Before your child run across the stage happy and you stand up taking pictures of your child in the audience and you're extremely proud of them, know that you're actually proud of your child for, I'm trying to see how can I say it. Know that you actually proud of your child for learning their truth, for learning his story. Know that you really proud of your child for being, you might as well say, raised by a school system their entire life. Know that you really proud of your child because they've been lied to the entire time. Y'all gotta understand something, man. I will literally homeschool my child. Like I said, I will not be putting her in school unless I really got to, unless I really got to. But for the most part, we can raise our children on our own, y'all. We can really teach them the real truth. We do not need to really rely on the public school system that don't give a damn about our kids, that hate our children, that's wicked towards our children, and that's lying to our children. And then making it extremely hard for them to walk across the damn stage when it is their time. Because you want them to learn the lies. You really want them to learn the lies, though? To even be a teacher and know, what's crazy? I understand that some of these teachers are definitely brainwashed for sure, and they definitely in the matrix. But to be a teacher and actually know the real truth behind history and feeding these children straight up lies and going home and actually knowing the truth, but knowing that you get paid to lie to children, that shit is crazy. And then you want to fail them because they don't want to learn that shit. You want to know why they don't want to learn it? Because majority of these children already know that they being lied to. That's why they find no interest in history. I can only imagine the older children that's probably like 14 and up that has to take up history class or social studies, and they watch goddamn TikTok and YouTube all day, every day, and they actually learning the facts about history or social studies, and then you sit and you wonder why your child is failing. You want to know why your child is failing? They're intentionally failing because they don't want to they don't want to get graded an A plus off of lies, bro. When they're sitting here learning the actual truth on the internet. Make it make sense. So you hate your child and you despise your child for not wanting to learn lies. You hate your adult child because they became smarter than you, because they have more sense than you, because they're breaking the generational curses. You hate your adult child for that reason. You hate them. Like I said, my thing is, I am proud that my children overcame, you know, uh, the struggle mentally. They don't even know how strong they are. They're they're battling a system along with us as their parents. They're overcoming these battles and they're moving on to the next grade. Now, I gotta give big ups to them because academically, when you are a foster child, majority of the foster children that I know, I don't know the percentage, but majority of them, they fail. And academically, they messed up. Mentally, they messed up going through all of this shit. That's why I'm proud of my children. It's not because, I'm glad that they made it to see the next grade based off of straight damn lies from a school system. Let alone, to make matters worse, you got some of these teachers that are black, that really do know the truth about history, but instead they're brainwashing the children and they want them to get an A plus based off of lies, based off of his story. How the hell can you sleep at night? That gotta be the most wickedest I know. If I'm a history teacher and I'm black, oh, you gonna know some truth. And if this school system don't want to accept it, I'm going to blast them and expose them. Hey, hello guys. This is my TikTok channel, and although I don't post any videos, I just want to say that I am a history teacher and I teach the 6th grade. And you know what? Better yet, I ain't even gonna say 6th grade. And I teach, freshmen in high school, and this school system that I am employed with, they want me to brainwash the children with lies, and I won't be doing that. I won't be doing that. I'll be teaching the children what they should know, which is the truth. These teachers, they really be going along with this shit for the checks. I wonder, do they pay get bumped up when certain children, when a certain amount of children do pass on to the next grade based off of them learning straight fucking lies? Seriously, for 18 years of your life, you've been lied to. Matter of fact, we're going to say 14 years of your life you were lied to. 14 years. From pre-K all the way to goddamn senior year. And then the children are consistently being lied to after that. You want to know why? Because after they get their high school diploma, especially the teenagers and the children in today's time. We gonna talk about the teenagers. Unfortunately, the teens, they gotta be lied to. even after graduation. You want to know why? Because they believe in their minds that college is the best place for them to be. College. See, one thing that they not teaching these 17 and 18-year-olds is once you might want to actually have parents that's going to make sure that your entire college tuition is paid off in cash. Real talk with a receipt. Because when you do the little program, man, how I get. But when you do the little program or whatnot, to be able to, financial aid and stuff like that, when you do that, you putting yourself in debt. I can't even tell y'all how I literally put myself in debt just for validation from my family. Because they felt like, oh, if you don't go to college, you a horrible ass person. You're not a horrible person because you decide that you don't want to go to college. College is a damn option. And if you get out of high school and you feel like, man, I'm finna get me a job or something, or I'm gonna start me a damn business or whatever so I can bring an income in so I can be able to get my own damn job. My own home. They still being lied to because they getting out of high school and they graduate and they like, yes, I get to get me a car. I get to get my own place. I get to move out of my parents' home. Where's the truth in that? Well, that's not going to happen unless you have some very wealthy ass parents. That's the truth. Because if you have a parent that's been struggling to make ends meet, or that's barely making it, or that's just not wealthy, don't get mad at your child because they need to stay in your house until this world is unfucked. Because this world is fucked up. This world is so damn fucked up, man. It is. Truly. And I feel so bad for the new generation of, the new generation of teenagers or children, because they will never have an opportunity at, the word was right on the tip of my tongue. They will never have the opportunity to, be able to experience independence. That's what I was going to say. To experience independence, unless either they was already saving up for a very long time, they got a strong support system, or their parents is wealthy. I'm going to be honest with you. Because honestly, how expensive vehicles are nowadays is insane. It's crazy. Everything is high. The rent is high. Bills is high. And with the way that these landlords' qualifications are in order to be able to rent from them, it's fucking ridiculous. How the hell can a 19-year-old afford a 1-bedroom for $2,500 a month, 3 times, 4 times the rent, when they only making minimum wage? Explain that. In order to, like I said, when you graduate from high school and you want your own crap, your own shit, hey, I just want you to be wary that Americans own nothing. Real shit. Everything that we got is they shit. Even when you think you own your own home. You not know how many people that's been coming to the internet explaining how they've been struggling to pay their mortgage off, explaining how they've been struggling to pay their car note, explaining how many loans and shit they done had to take out and how they can't even pay the shit back. Do you not know? It ain't never used to be like this, man. This is crazy. It's crazy. And all I be thinking to myself is, bro, these teenagers that's getting out of high school, they won't even have an opportunity to experience independence. And they parents, unfortunately, gonna be pissed off at them because it's like, I want you out of my house. Do you not know how many parents have given up on their children soon as they uh, reach that goal of graduating from high school? Do you not know? Y'all giving up on these kids, man. Then y'all don't even be proud of them for, reaching that goal that you wanted them to reach, because all you think about is, oh my goodness, get your ass out. You 18 now. You're grown. Go. Hold on. Let me explain something to you. When they 18, they ain't grown. They ain't grown until they 21. But they're fully grown when they're 25, because then they're able to really get the gist of life and understand everything at 25, okay? Seriously. But that don't mean that you kick them out and throw them to the wolves. That's what's wrong with these parents, man. They keep kicking these kids out and they throwing them out here to the wolves. Look at Job Corps. Oh my goodness. Job Corps. All those lost souls that's in Job Corps. And I'm not going to say that this is the case for all of the teens that's in Job Corps, but I am going to say that a lot of their parents gave up on them a long time ago. I am going to say that there was failure from every angle, and that's the reason why they're in Job Corps. Not all people that's in Job Corps, though. When these teens don't have a strong support system, or when they have no support whatsoever, they look the other route and they just start doing stuff that they ain't got no business doing. Because why? It starts in the home. It starts in the home. And majority of you motherfuckers then gave up on y'all kids a long time ago. Didn't give a fuck about their accomplishments or nothing. And then when they have children of their own and they decide they don't want their children around your toxic asses, then what? You want to play the victim. You want to run around telling everybody, I don't know why my child do not want to talk to me no more. And I've been here for them. And I did. Only thing that you can name is materialistic shit. Where was the mental support when they needed it? Where were you? Nowhere to be found. You bashed them 24/7. You had a whole countdown on your calendar, couldn't wait till they turn 18 so they can get the fuck out your house. You couldn't wait till they turn 16 so they can get the fuck out your house. You couldn't wait till they turn a certain age so you can place them in Job Corps or give them away to the fucking system, bro. And I do want y'all to understand something. When you rely on a public school system to teach your children, when you rely heavily, you pretty much giving your child away to the system. Because from that point, majority of y'all asses believe everything these teachers and these principals be freaking saying about your children, and half the shit ain't even true. You giving up on your child. Real talk. And honestly, some of y'all children will never tell y'all the truth because y'all don't even get them comfortable enough to be able to talk to you and tell you the truth. They be so hell-bent on telling their friends, like, man, I can't even talk to my mom and dad. They gonna try to kill me, literally. Because some of y'all asses, you be like, hey, I brought you in this world. I'm gonna take you out. What type of shit? Why is that a thing that the black culture says to their children? Hey, I brought you in this world. I'm gonna take you out. Stop saying that shit to your kids, man. Stop saying that. Because then they'll start feeling threatened, man. They'll start feeling fearing for their lives. Some of them don't take that shit too well, and they feel like you really threatening them. So, hey, you better sleep with one eye open at nighttime. Because some of them, they'll try to take you out. Stop saying certain stuff to y'all children. What is wrong with y'all? And then I'm tired of hearing y'all justify the shit talking about that's how you was brought up. That is a generational freaking curse that needs to be broken. But some of y'all don't believe in breaking generational curses. Y'all believe that it should be this way. No, no, no. You can train your child up with love. Some of y'all hit y'all children out of straight hatred. Bro, why you can't just do that and then love them at the same time? Y'all be hitting them and y'all hate them at the same time. You hitting them and you telling them how much you hate them. You telling them how much of a mistake they were. You telling them how they weren't supposed to be here. You telling them to pack their shit and get the fuck out your house. You're telling them these things. We have a fucked up generation of children out here and teenagers. And when I see these kids, man, and the shit that they be doing, it be crazy. But guess what? Guess what? It starts in the home. Nevertheless, wake them folks up. Oh, by the way, I apologize for all the cussing, y'all. But real talk, this is the flat out truth. Hit the thumbs up if you agree with what I'm saying. Comment in the comment section respectfully. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I make a video.